Hello, everyone. This is my presentation on my philosophy of education. My name is Uriah Villa. This is for TEL 111, Exploration of Education. And, hello, my name is Uriah Villa. This is a presentation about my personal philosophy of education. The purpose of this presentation is to share my philosophy of education and reflect all that I have learned in this class about education. I've learned so many things about the history of education, the system of education, and there were so many things I had never known before, which has shaped my current view of education and what needs to be changed to better improve the lives of both students and the educators. So, what do I see as the purpose of education in our society? Well, education is needed to provide individuals with the knowledge, skills, and attributes needed to have fulfilling lives and contribute to the advancement of society. Education can equip these individuals with the knowledge and skills that they need to pursue their goals, interests, and passions. No matter what field that they want to enter, they should know how to have critical thinking and they should have problem-solving skills, be able to collaborate with other people, and have creativity, curiosity, and have a general love of learning. Learning doesn't stop from when you graduate school. Learning is a part of life and should be treated as such. And so education can help individuals gain a deeper understanding of themselves, their communities, and the wider world. Why do I see the purpose is that education can provide opportunities for individuals to achieve greater successes and improve their quality of life. Education can also create more informed and engaged responsible citizens, those who are able to participate in democratic processes. They make better informed decisions and advocate for positive change in their communities. Today, a successful member of societies must bring something different to the table. Individuals are valued for their unique contributions and their ability to think creatively, take initiative, and incorporate a global perspective into their decisions. This is from Jones. Overall, the purpose of education is to empower, students to reach their full potential and to contribute to society in the end. So, what do I think of the role of an educator, both inside and outside of the classroom is? Well, I think an educator's role can vary depending on the environment in which they're working, like classrooms, community centers, workplaces, or just online platforms like online learning or remote learning. However, the primary role of an educator remains the same, to facilitate the learning and development of students. This is from Functions and Roles of Teachers. Facilitating learning and development involves creating an environment in which learners feel supported, challenged, and motivated to engage in the learning process. If students don't engage, they may not be learning a lot. Their lack of engagement may show that the student probably isn't learning much or has an interest in the topic. So educators must be able to be knowledgeable about the subject area and be able to convey that knowledge in a really good way for the learners. An educator's role inside the classroom includes assessing and evaluating the learner's progress and providing feedback to help the students improve and achieve their learning goals. Like I said before, if a student isn't engaging with the work, their grades don't show, what they're like capable of, they should be able to get help and not have some paper that tells them that they're failing or not doing as good as other students stop them. So another important aspect of an educator's role is to serve as a mentor and role model for their learners. Educators should model positive behaviors and attitudes, such as curiosity, respect, and teamwork. This will encourage learners to develop those traits as well. Outside of the instructional setting, educators may also play a variety of roles in society. Educators may serve as advocates for education policy and reform, and educators can even work as mentors or coaches to support learners in various different settings. This is all to give educational resources and materials to support lifelong learning. Overall, an educator's role is very complex and involves a lot of responsibilities, but in the end, it involves creating an environment that supports and promotes learning for all learners. In both kinds of settings, educators also have a responsibility to foster a positive and inclusive learning culture that celebrates diversity, promotes equity and fairness. It values the perspective and experiences of all learners, and educators can even serve as role models for students and other workers, modeling positive behaviors, attitudes, and values that support lifelong learning and personal growth. So, how have my experiences as a student impacted me as a future professional educator? Well, educators need to be more understanding of their students' situations and help in the best way that they can. Sometimes the facilities offered can help students, so educators need to be knowledgeable of these systems and be able to help their students. And I believe technology is the way forward. So being technologically literate is a big step in the right direction to help students. And as from Dang in 2022, as our society continues to grow and change, so do the types of challenges educators face. And that's very true. COVID was a very big change for a lot of educators, going from basically all in person to completely remote. And to this day, it's still changed a lot. So, what three qualities do I believe are that an effective teacher should have that I should also have, and how can I develop those qualities? Well, three different qualities that I believe a teacher should have are passion, patience, and flexibility. The passion of teachers is it has a deep commitment to student success. The passion should be expressed through enthusiasm for the subject, creating and designing engaging learning experiences, and dedication to supporting their students' growth and development. Patience is really good because there may be some students that are just not maybe not getting it as well. So you have to have that sort of patience to push those students along to um, you know, understand what it is that they're trying to learn. And flexibility, because even though we make plans, a lot of plans may not go through. So it's best to be very flexible and, to work constantly uh, evolving environment and adjust teaching methods based on the age of their students, the resources available, and changing curriculum, practices, and requirements. That's from Gagnon. I believe I possess most of these traits to at least some degree, as I have been working with younger children for a while now with my younger siblings. So, for me to develop these qualities, I can engage in ongoing professional development, seek feedback, work with colleagues, and even ask students to reflect on my teaching practices regularly. Educators can also seek out opportunities to collaborate with other educators, participate in peer mentoring programs, and engage in continuous learning to stay up to date with the best practices and new developments in the field. For me personally, I can develop these qualities with more interactions around students and, learners that are interested in this at, the same type of level as I am would be very beneficial. So what is my purpose in wanting to be an educator? Well, educators can be great role models for students, showing what can and should be done in society. The education system that we've reviewed over the years and have experienced ourselves show that a lot of work needs to be done. So by becoming an educator, I can show others how it can be further developed. And helping my community has been one of my top reasons for why I would want to return to my hometown, is to become an educator and basically teach the newer generations of STEM. So, based on my research in this class, how would I change schools in the field of education so students can meet the challenges of the next 50 years? Well, we should emphasize critical thinking and problem solving skills because in a rapidly changing world, students will need to be able to think critically and solve complex problems in a variety of contexts. These skills can be promoted by incorporating project based learning and other activities that encourage students to think creatively and develop problem solving skills. If we foster creativity and innovation in the classroom, students will be able to think creatively and come up with solutions that will be increasingly important in the world as it constantly changes. Educators can help foster creativity and innovation by creating opportunities for students to experiment, take risks, and explore new ideas. So, based on what I've learned in the class, as well as my own experiences, what is my philosophy of education? Well, My working philosophy of education is that students should be able to learn and grow in a safe learning environment. Environments should cater to the students' needs and should be able to push critical thinking and developmental questions about topics of their interest. To learn is to gather information and to apply it to everyday work as you may do. So many students should be able to learn how to think critically and take risks when they are not knowledgeable, but still ask questions and want to learn more. I believe the role of an educator is to build trust and have good relationships with these students. When an educator is respected and admired, the students will tend to listen to said instructors. So I want to create these types of relationships with students and to get the most out of the subject matter. When I was a student in high school, I had a very good teacher and I respected him and admired him as such. That's why I'm becoming an engineer here at ASU. So with, technology as a framework, it gives the goal of whatever they want to achieve. This would be the type of teaching I would encourage in my classroom, and it's something that can be applied to almost any other subject, like art, history, or math. Overall, my philosophy of education must provide a reliable framework for making decisions about teaching, and it helps stay focused on the core values of education. This philosophy is student centered and is leaning towards humanism, which is about fostering each student to his or her fullest potential. These are my references that I used in each of my slides, and I want to thank everyone for having a great semester and that, we did it. Thank you.